It was supposed to be another thrilling chapter in the 2025 Formula One season, a battle between Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and Max Verstappen, three drivers pushing each other to the absolute limit. But what happened that night in Mexico City shocked the world. Under the glowing lights of the Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez, McLaren's rising star Oscar Piastri saw his dream crumble in front of millions. His championship lead, his momentum, and his trust gone in one brutal evening. And the worst part? It wasn't bad luck, it was betrayal. Because behind the smiles, behind the orange overalls, something inside McLaren broke. This is the story of how team politics, miscommunication, and a single late race decision may have just rewritten the entire 2025 F1 championship. So before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell, because what we're about to uncover could change how you see this F1 season forever. The 2025 Mexican Grand Prix wasn't just another race. It was a moment that ripped the mask off McLaren's picture-perfect season. Oscar Piastri had led the championship since April. Calm, composed, and consistent. The quiet Australian who was on the verge of becoming his country's first Formula One world champion in 45 years. He had done everything right. Until Mexico. From the very start of the weekend, something felt off. Lando Norris looked untouchable. He was faster in every session, sharper in every corner. Pole position came easy, almost too easy. And as the lights went out on Sunday, Lando launched perfectly. Clean getaway, flawless pace, no mistakes. But behind him, Piastri was trapped. Two silver Mercedes, George Russell and rookie Kimi Antonelli, boxed him in. For over 20 laps, Oscar sat helplessly behind them, unable to overtake. His tires degrading, his frustration growing. "Guys, I can go faster," he said over the radio. But the pit wall said nothing. No undercut, no alternate strategy, no help, just silence. Then came the radio message that sent fans into a frenzy. Russell's voice crackled through the airwaves. "I've got a McLaren up my arse." Moments later, Norris's side of the garage sprang into action. Perfect pit timing, perfect execution. And as Norris extended his lead, Piastri's race remained frozen in limbo. He wasn't just fighting rivals anymore. He was fighting his own team's hesitation. By lap 50, the damage was done. McLaren finally called Piastri in. Far too late. The tires were gone, the gap was impossible, and then fate twisted the knife even deeper. A virtual safety car. Just as Piastri was closing on Haas rookie Oliver Bearman for fourth, the VSC neutralized the race. The gap vanished. His chance evaporated. When the checkered flag fell, Piastri crossed the line in fifth, a result that looked fine on paper. But for those watching closely, it was a disaster. Because 35 seconds ahead, Lando Norris was celebrating his seventh victory of the season. McLaren's first in Mexico since 1989. The garage exploded with cheers. The British press called him a champion in waiting. But in the grandstands, the reaction was different. As Norris lifted the trophy, boos echoed across the stadium. Fans waved, not in celebration, but in protest. It wasn't disrespect, it was disappointment. To them, this didn't feel like victory. It felt like something stolen. Now, look at the numbers. Lando Norris, 357 points. Oscar Piastri, 356. Just 1 point separates the two McLaren teammates who, not long ago, laughed together in the garage. And behind them, Max Verstappen waits, patient, calculating, dangerous, with 321 points, ready to strike if McLaren implodes from the inside. Because make no mistake, what's happening behind closed doors at McLaren is no ordinary rivalry. It's a storm brewing. After the race, Piastri's comments were quiet. but revealing. He said, "There were a few things I needed to change pretty majorly about how I was driving. Today was about limiting the damage. That's not frustration. That's code. Code for something deeper. A car that's evolving away from him. This isn't new in Formula One. We've seen it before. Hamilton and Rosberg, when tension turned teammates into enemies. Vettel and Webber, when the car favored one driver and fractured the other's confidence. History is repeating itself, and McLaren is walking a dangerous line. Inside the team, decisions now carry political weight. Strategy calls aren't just about speed, they're about status. Who gets priority? Who gets the new parts first? Who does the team truly believe can bring the title home? Right now, it feels like the answer is Lando Norris. He's become the face of McLaren's rebirth, the driver British fans rally behind, the golden boy the media adores. But behind that success, there's collateral damage, and that damage has a name: Oscar Piastri. He's still learning, still adapting, but he's now fighting a war on three fronts: Norris, Verstappen, and the growing perception that he's no longer McLaren's number one. You can see the frustration in his eyes, hear it in his voice. He's pushing harder, taking risks, but the results aren't coming. Since the summer break, his one-lap pace has dipped, his composure on radio has cracked, and that quiet confidence, the thing that made him so lethal, is starting to fade. Meanwhile, Norris is peaking, sharper, calmer, hungrier than ever. He's learned from the heartbreak of past seasons, from near misses, from lost podiums, from being overshadowed. Now, he smells blood. He's not chasing anymore, he's leading. And whether McLaren admits it or not, the entire operation seems to be leaning in his direction. Strategy, updates, energy, all orbiting around Lando. But Formula One has a way of rewriting stories when you least expect it. There are 4 races left: Brazil, Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. 116 points still on the table. One mechanical failure, one strategy blunder, one split-second decision. That's all it takes to flip everything upside down. And here's where it gets poetic. Every time a team chooses sides too early, Formula One has a way of punishing them. Ask Red Bull in 2010, ask Mercedes in 2016. Internal wars destroy dynasties, and right now, McLaren is dancing on that same edge. For Oscar Piastri, the fight isn't over. He may be wounded, but sometimes the most dangerous driver is the one who's been underestimated. He knows what's at stake. He knows the world is doubting him, and he knows this story isn't finished. Because moments like Mexico, they break some drivers, but they build legends. So as the F1 circus heads to Brazil, the tension inside McLaren is reaching its peak. Every strategy call will be questioned. Every pit stop, every overtake, every radio message, analyzed, dissected, debated. Is McLaren truly supporting both their drivers? Or has one of them already been quietly chosen as their champion? The next few races will tell us everything. If Piastri fights back, if he finds that spark again, this could go down as one of the greatest comebacks in modern F1 history. But if Norris keeps his form, if the team continues to tilt in his favor, we might be witnessing the birth of McLaren's new era and the heartbreak of a young Australian who deserved better. The 2025 Mexican Grand Prix won't be remembered for Norris's dominance. It'll be remembered for what it revealed. The crack in McLaren's perfect image, the start of an internal Cold War, a reminder that in Formula One, loyalty is fragile, and success always comes at a cost. Because in this sport, victory isn't just about speed. It's about politics, timing, and trust. And once trust is broken, nothing is ever the same again. So, tell me, was this McLaren's finest hour, or the moment they lost their soul? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because what's coming next could be even bigger than Mexico.